Hey guys, will I post this? I don't know, but I just thought I should do a very quick rant session. I don't do rant sessions anymore. I don't think I ever really did rant sessions. I would always incorporate my rant sessions into my vlog, but one, I just want to rant. I want to rant about a couple of things. First, let's talk about doechii's new album. Doechii's new album, Alligator Bite Never Heals, is fucking healing. It is amazing. This album has made me realize, I feel like the same way she's been talking about how she kind of went back to her roots, which is like hip hop. I really realized how much of a hip hop head I am. Like, I love hip hop down, but like the way I feel personally, I've met people who love hip hop the way that I do, but not in the same way, because I didn't grow up on hip hop. Like, everything I know about hip hop was learned, was passed down to me, has been shared, and I feel like life is all about collecting little memories from people and like from everywhere and kind of like making it your own. It's kind of like life is literally record collecting. Like the way I have my little record collection, I haven't really been getting a lot of records recently, but hip hop was so and is so influential in my life. Like when I heard the fucking Far Side, Midnight Marauders, I suck at names. When I heard fucking Jay-Z and I heard Kanye West and I heard fucking Ludacris and I heard fucking Pharrell and the Neptunes and Khalees. I would consider Khalees, she's hip hop to me. Fucking Andre 3000, The Outkast, all these people, like Lauryn Hill, the Fugees. Oh my god, Kendrick, Tyler, and like all the renditions of hip hop that's actually like at its roots, which is skill. Like, I just finished watching doechii's interview on Apple Music, and they're talking about like skill, rhyme, rhythm, being playful, being witty with your bars, fucking great production. Like, those made me, what's the fucking song by Far Side where it's like it sounded like a fucking Scream a sequence from Scream. I think it's like Till Death Do Us Part or some shit. That song changed my life. Like hearing MF Doom and like listening to MF Doom and then hearing Tyler, hearing Far Side, and then like hearing Goblin. Like, nigga, Tyler got fucking Goblin from niggas like Far Side. Like, if I could just, let me see if I can play it for y'all. It's on their Bizarre album from For Better or For Worse. Okay. Like, the beat is just so fucking airy. This is the part I'm talking about. Like this. Now will you start thinking your brain cells? I'm in Powerbox, okay? Quit fucking around. So intelligent. Like the airiness and the weirdness that can go into songs, like that shit shaped me. Like, it shaped the way that I dress, it shaped the way that I move, it shaped the way that I view myself, because in hip hop there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of ego, but like, you know when to channel that shit. And I feel like Alligator Bite Never Heals, just hearing it healed me. Like, it's healing me in whatever way. Like, it's like I'm taking so much from the album. It's an album that I have run back a couple times. Like, no one has really dropped music like that has made me, like, I'm listening to the album from top to finish. No one has dropped music in a long time that has made me do that. Like, and I don't want to keep saying the same thing that we all know. Like, yes, everything sounds the same and yada yada. Some people just are now like, we're in a TikTok music era and it's cool and it is what it is. But like, this felt like a fucking blessing to receive for like niggas like me that really love music, that really love hip hop, that really love rap, that really love niggas talking about shit, niggas being vulnerable, niggas being transparent. Like that, because that's me. Like, that's how I try to carry myself. I try to carry myself in like the most authentic way possible. So hearing someone like doechii, a dark-skinned woman, very authentic to herself, great fashion taste, even though I'm not fucking with her New York Fashion Week fits, great fashion sense, lyricism amazing, talent amazing, creativity amazing, rollout amazing, like everything. Like, she's just so consistent within herself and like so transparent with herself that you could see it through her work. And in one of the in the interview, she was just talking about how like she feels like she's being slept on in the industry, and I don't want to be that bitch, but I feel like sometimes, like, I mean, we all probably like experience this, but in many ways, like, I feel like I get slept on a lot, and a lot of times I think I'm getting slept on just because I don't have the huge social media presence, and we are in a social media era. And there was a time not even too long ago, like very recently, like over the last couple months, I've been fighting and struggling with my confidence, with the person I'm becoming, the person that I'm leaving, the people I'm leaving behind, the people that I'm leaving with me, like where I'm trying to go, and like realizing that some of the people that were in my life like took so much out of me that I started looking at myself in the mirror. Like I don't want to say I didn't know who I was, but I really didn't know. Like I didn't feel confident in myself, in my work, even like the way, and clothes are like, it's like the biggest outlet for me. The way I dress, the way I carry myself is the way, it's another form of expression for me. And like anything I would put on, I wouldn't even like. I felt ashamed in my body. Like, and we're going to talk about like fasting from substances as well. And like just a lot of things like over the last few months. Like I feel like I was just fighting, and like all that fight was just eventually leading me up to finding myself again, and finding my confidence again, finding the things that I love again. Like I wasn't even listening to music, y'all. Like that was really like, it got that deep. Like I was not really listening to music like that. I was not writing. I wasn't reading anything. It would just be like smoking, hanging out with my ex-person, and like all of that. And I feel like those things happened during that time period like for a reason, but I'm very happy to be out of that, which leads to like me taking a break and like fasting from substances. Even though I started introducing alcohol again, and even though it's only been a couple weeks, but for me, for weed, it would have been, it's about to be like a month this weekend since I've smoked. And I don't know if I want to smoke again. Like, not forever, but like within the next, like in this phase in my life, I don't want to smoke. Like, I was never really a big drinker because my body is literally allergic to alcohol. So like I would drink on just like occasions, but I want to create, it's not something that I necessarily want to abstain from because it was never an issue, but I don't want to abuse it. Like, I want to create healthy relationships with these things. And I was talking to my friend Bria about this, and we were talking about substance abuse and substance misuse. And I feel like after we had the conversation, I didn't know exactly where I was, but now as I'm speaking to you all, I definitely abuse like weed. And like weed can be a beautiful experience. Weed is amazing, and I know I love fucking smoking, guys. I feel like I'm always going to participate in it, but I don't want to participate in smoking the way that I did before. Like just always smoking, just always being high, because there's beauty in being sober. There's beauty in finding other ways to relax myself. There's beauty in just liking things that you used to like reading books again, falling in love with music, falling in love with dressing up, falling in love with just going outside and like just being around people, and allowing the connection to be based off of like, to be real, and not just because you guys are both altering your state of consciousness. And the goal is to, I'm not forcing it, but just to be around more people that can also be in a room without feeling the need to alter your consciousness. But when that time, I feel like I do have friends like that, and when that time, like, that's not really an issue, but it's just for me. Sorry guys, I don't want my ice cream to melt. Also, like, my relationship to food was so fucked. And I don't know if, because like anytime I work out, I feel like I always have a better relationship with food, just because I'm like, okay, I'm working out. But it's also like, I'm eating to fuel my body. I'm eating when I want to. Like, I'm not forcing anything. Like, even just like also making the film that I'm making now and talking about insanity and like mental illness and always feeling like you need to suffer and always feeling like you need to do the most and you need to be in so much pain to make good art. And I felt like I was functioning from that perspective. Like, I felt like I always needed to be locked in. I felt like, I mean, and me being locked in those periods definitely helped me, but I always felt like I always needed to be locked in. Like, I can't really do anything. Like, it just felt like I always had to suffer and I always had to work so hard. And I think it's just like the immigrant in me and like my African parents. But I feel like I'm entering this point where I'm relaxing. I'm allowing things to happen. Like, I'm genuinely surrendering and I'm letting go and I'm trusting God and I'm letting the slow burn just happen in my life, because the unknown doesn't have to be so scary. Like, the unknown can be magical. The unknown can come with so many things. And like, also under the back to the album, like, and she was talking about the meaning of like the title, like knowing that you're always going to have really high highs and like really low lows, and it's just the way of life. Like, it's the way life goes. Like, there's gonna be a time where I love my life, and in this moment I love my life, and there's gonna be times where I don't love my life. But like, loving myself and being able to show up for myself in whatever way is needed in those moments and not judging myself. And right now I feel like there's like a pull that, okay, you've done your time, like you could smoke again and you could do all these things again. But I'm like, I don't really want to. Like, even with drinking, like, I would drink just because like I'm out, but I'm also trying to give myself grace while I work and figure out my relationship with drinking, if it's something that I want to completely leave from my life. And like, nicotine, and like, I want to say boldly right now that I'm not going back. And it's so hard for me to say because I don't even trust that coming out of my mouth, because nicotine is so hard to fucking quit. But it's just realizing, being an observer and realizing my triggers and realizing when I want to do certain things and finding alternative ways to do them. Like, it's just a very much slow burn. Like, I'm in my slow burn period. Like, even like even in relationships, like, I'm just allowing people to be. Like, I was tripping at first, and the thing is, I will always trip and I'll always have a little moment. But I will always, one thing is, I will always come back home. I will always come back to myself, and I will thank God for that every single day. Like, God always humbles and grounds me no matter what. And I feel like that is how I was able to build trust within myself, because I know just that God will never let me go stray far. And if I do stray far, he let me go that far for a reason. That I'm gonna always come back. But that doesn't mean I'm intentionally doing things to fucking run and like do all, like, no. Like, I'm just in a state of relaxing, but like genuinely relaxing my mind. Like, I dropped a class. Like, this semester I'm only taking 13 credits. Like, the way I fought myself for that, like, I'm like, no, you're gonna have to take more credits in the spring, yada 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 yada. But I was like, Angela, like, if you need to take less classes right now, it's okay. You are allowed to take less classes right now. Like, you don't need to suffer you don't need to push yourself so hard in every single area of your life. Like, you don't need to. Like, sometimes you're allowed to take it easy. Like, sometimes you're allowed to just breathe and you're allowed to just be. And like, I don't know, like, it's really beautiful to see the light again, because I feel like it's been so dark for a really long time. Like, it's been really fucking dark. And I'm at the point I'm in my life and I'm like, I love everyone in my life right now. I love God. I love God for helping me find someone to help me with my film and to take some load off of me, and like realize also, like, that's another topic that I'm gonna do a podcast episode with my friend Bria. But we're just gonna talk about like the creative process. And like, I just finished reading The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. And I started reading it last fall, but I kind of stopped and I picked it back up recently. And it was the perfect time because he was hitting every single point, and I kind of felt like a divine message of everything I needed to do working on this project and in this phase that I'm in, and how to grow and move on as an artist. Like, I also know, if you keep up with, or if you've known me for a really long time, it was always been like, oh, I would never get a 9-to-5 job, and I'm like, the 9-to-5 job, if I do get a 9-to-5 job, that's okay, but I just know the 9-to-5 job is not my destination. I am an artist. I'm born to make art. I'm born to express, and I be feeling like sometimes people sleep on me just because, one, and I think it's also because I sleep on myself as well, and I don't necessarily always show myself and like show my light and show what I can do because I want people to see it in me first. But I'm at the point where I see it in myself. I'm not scared. I'm not shy. Like, I'm that bitch. Like, I'm that bitch. And sometimes I think I get frustrated because it always felt like I had to work so hard, and me working so hard, like, I would learn and I would sit here and learn about something. I would dig deep, I would dive deep, and it'd be like a nigga that don't know shit about nothing getting praises for something I've studied or gave so much time to for years. And that would like fuck me up. But patience, like, patience is the game that I'm in. I'm in the game of longevity. And even though sometimes I do feel underappreciated or unseen within my field, I know that eventually I will be seen. Like, and even like I don't think I will ever have a peak, but I'm also nowhere near my peak. Like, I am building myself, my portfolio, my work. I'm growing as a person, and that's just reflecting in every single thing that I'm doing. And I know that I'm already gravitating and attracting people who believe in me, who believe in themselves, and who are also on this journey on finding and healing and expressing themselves through through whatever form. And this year, like, I've met some genuine ass people, some people, especially in the art world, and especially living in Philly. Like, there's a lot of phony ass niggas here. Like, niggas weird, niggas be fucking chronically online and jaded. Like, it's ridiculous. But I have met some cool ass people this year, like cool ass genuine people. I've experienced cool genuine work, and it made me feel seen. Like, when I meet people who really care about art, who really care about what they're doing, who really care about life, who really care about people, who really just care about things, and it's not for show, that makes me feel seen because I no longer feel alone, you know? Like, I feel like my people are out there and you're here, and I see them, and I love them. And to close it out, I've been writing again, and I want to read this poem. And I never used to call my shit poems because whatever, but it's a poem, and I write. And I think low-key, like, writing is like my hidden talent. Like, I feel like one thing is, okay, I will have a fucking lot of typos, but I think I'm a darn pretty good fucking writer. I'm not gonna lie. But I want to share this with you guys. I wrote this after I heard Kendrick's new song. Like, I was just like, oh my god. Just to have the work ethic and the authenticity, and to have that being shown in my work the way him and like Doechii and just like a lot of people from TDE, they be real as shit, bro. Like, if I was ever an artist, I would want to sign to TDE without all the drug problems. A lot of them be having like fucking drug problems. But okay, this is called K Dot. I wrote this on September 9th, 2004. I mean, 2024. The goal is to, okay, if I stop, it's because I'm hearing my typos out loud. I haven't read this out loud. The goal is to be real as K Dot in all my work. I don't know him personally, but he's the epitome of patience being the game winner. Patience will have you gain the world without losing your soul. Patience will show you who really sticks around and who folds. Patience will show you who is actually real or who's a bullshitter confirming for likes and follows. Patience is the real deal. My pops tried to tell me, but I couldn't grasp. But now I pray for the patience to hold on while everyone is falling. The patience to be slow to speak, but to be eager to listen. The patience to trust my taste and know one day will match my skill level. The patience to know what being in love feels like despite all my mistrials. The patience to get to know myself over and over and over again and still love me for who I am despite all my flaws. The patience to consistently trust myself. I'm in it for the long run. I'm not looking at you or looking at who's next. And I'm happy for everyone who's shining right now. And if you're still in the background, just hold on. Our patience will be redeemed in due time. Patience, patience, patience. God sees you, God sees us, and he knows our time is coming. So fuck virality and bless me with longevity. Because patience is a real fucking deal. And I'm going to leave this here, like, unedited and just share my thoughts because yeah, we need more vulnerability and authenticity and transparency in this world, and I just want to be a vessel of that. I want to be a light of that because I'm just human and I'm figuring this out as you guys, and I'm not greater, I'm not better. I'm just learning to love and just like, there's one thing to love yourself, but then it's another thing to fucking trust yourself. And to trust yourself within all things. And I feel like trusting yourself comes from trusting God and knowing that when you with God, who the fuck can be against you? Bye guys.